welcome back to another edition of the Forts Athletics Life and Coaching Podcast. I'm your host, Charles Inferno. We're at Forts Athletics. We equip coaches and athletes with the tools they need in order to achieve their unique and specific goals. And we are recording this podcast on June 23rd. It is a Wednesday. If you watched the previous episode that we released, you will see that I'm in the same vehicle, recording with the same clothes because it is the same day, and with the additional free time and new equipment and things to record, it's kind of cool to get back to the Coach's Car Chronicles series that I started when I was coaching at NAS back in the 15-16 season. So this is episode 2, we'll call it, of our new Coach's Car Chronicles series. Where last episode, if you watched or listened, I talked a little bit about end-of-year reflections and how proud I am of our athletes and some of the different questions that I asked them, our throwers, about reflecting upon their season and how they thought things went and what they thought didn't go as well. And there's things about my coaching style and what they like, what they didn't like, what I could do to better myself and work on my skill set to better communicate what I need our throwers to do in the circle, in the classroom, most importantly, and things of that nature. So that was Coach's Car Chronicles series, episode 1 from the past. Today, I want to talk a little bit about, in this episode, the summer of 2003. And it kind of coincides a little bit with this writing series that I've started sharing on Fridays, Forts of Friday series, in regards to just some blog posts and some different ideas and strategies and tips for coaches and athletes to start incorporating during the summer. And what got me thinking about this was the Olympic trials. The Olympic trials are going on right now. They're happening. And one of my goals as a college athlete was to compete at the 2008 Olympic trials. I graduated in May of 2004. There was zero chance that I was actually going to qualify for the trials based on my collegiate experience, but I did not let that get in the way of continuously writing down that goal in my yearly journals, my lifting journal, my throwing journal. But really, what really got me thinking and moving in that direction was the summer of 2003. And it's funny how some things that happen in your life, like I'm 39, I'm going to turn 40 in February. But I was 21 in the summer of 03, and I remember this like it was really yesterday, like it actually happened yesterday. And Fredonia State was in a bit of a transition process. Our head coach was not brought back, so Coach OG was my coach from my freshman through my junior seasons. Coach Hitchcock was our throwing coach, and Coach OG wasn't brought back, and we had a little bit of lag time over the summer in regards to who our coach was going to be. And much to my surprise, athletes really weren't asked to participate in like the vetting or interview process. But in July, because I was on campus taking classes because I thought I was going to be a professional thrower and neglected to go to class. So I was making up courses so I could student teach in the fall. I found on our website that Coach Barr, Darian Barr, was hired to be our new head track and field and cross-country coach. And for a couple days, I would go over to campus and go up to the track office, and the door was always closed. But this one day after class, towards the end of July, after my math course, I walked over and the door was open, and I introduced myself. And I had emailed Coach Barr a couple times before that, just sharing some experience that I've had that summer, where I was training. Like I stumbled across this gym in Fredonia called Darwin's, just kind of like powerlifter's haven, with a lot of really cool equipment that I'd never used before. and training that I had never done before. So I thought I trained hard from my freshman to my junior year, but I was not training at all compared to what I was put through beginning that summer. So I was sharing those experiences. I had thrown the weight a couple times at some meets, so I thought I was on the right track in regards to like training. And we finally met, and his bio was awesome. He had coached at Wisconsin beforehand. He competed at 2 Olympic trials in the long and triple jump, so he was a legit athlete in his own right. And we were talking, and I kind of felt, I don't know, I didn't know what to expect as far as, conversation and things. Like, he was new, and I was one of our only returning seniors, so I thought, I have no idea what I thought. But I remember sitting in his office talking for like 30 minutes about, student teaching and what that was going to entail, and what I thought my practice schedule would look like, because I was going to be at school and driving back from school when practice was going to be starting. So, he made some different transitions and things. He didn't bring back Coach Barr, or Coach Hitchcock rather. So Coach Barr was going to coach basically everybody, and I thought that was really interesting. And I actually talked to Coach Hitchcock about that after this meeting with Coach Barr, because I didn't know that a long and triple jump coach, or I didn't think that a long and triple jump coach would be able to meet my needs as a thrower. So basically, I explained to him, what I wanted to accomplish that year. And then the last thing that he really said to me was, so, what do you want to do? So this was after I shared that I wanted to be a conference champion and that I wanted to go to nationals. And I left his office thinking, what? Like, I just explained what my goals were, right? They weren't distance goals yet, but performance goals. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to, win the weight throw indoor Suniacs, because I had finished second twice rather, my sophomore and junior year. I wanted to win the hammer outdoor also, and be one of the first throwers since like 1995 at Fredonia to win both the weight and the hammer. I thought that was kind of cool. I kept all of Coach, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank now. That'll come back to me. Coaches, the old Fredonia coaches, oh my gosh, this is going to kill me now. All of his notebooks and things where he kept track of like distances and things. So I still have those in my basement at home. But anyway, so I thought that what I wanted to do was to win. And I never really talked to anybody about outcome and process goals. And this was Coach Barr's start of a paradigm shift for me, or introducing a paradigm shift for me, even though I didn't realize that it was actually happening. Because I never really spent much time thinking about what it actually entailed, or what I really needed to do to like throw farther. Like, I'm older, I'm stronger, I feel like I'm more mature. Like, no big deal, right? I should be able to throw farther because I just listed, which is not always the case. So I sat at home for a few days thinking about it, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do besides throw far. And after a couple weeks, went back to his office, and we spent a little bit more time talking about that question and what it actually means, and how it would just take more than the lifting and practice to get me to where I wanted to go. And basically, he said my goals were really short-sighted because of where my weight throw was, or my weight throw personal best was like 47 feet. I knew throwing 10 feet farther probably wasn't realistic to go to nationals. So the goal was to win the conference championship there and help the team. Outdoor, my personal best was, I think, under 44 or under 45 meters as a junior. So not really very competitive. I'd scored my sophomore and junior year in the Hammer, but nothing like to scare anybody at the top. So I knew there I could make a ton of growth and try and elevate myself a little farther and maybe qualify for nationals, at least at the B standard in the Hammer. We'll hopefully hit the B standard, and if there were enough athletes, or if I was better than enough athletes, then I would be able to actually go on and compete there. But really what that summer taught me, and what I've tried to take and incorporate with my athletes, is that it's great, like, we all have goals and we all have things that we want to accomplish. There's still, athletic goals that I want to accomplish now, at 39, but after tearing my pec, setting a world record in the bench probably isn't realistic. Maybe setting a personal best in the bench is not realistic anymore, but maybe setting a powerlifting best total is still within the world of possibility. But my takeaway is the why and the reasoning behind what I wanted to do as a senior, and they were really externally driven and motivated. I wanted to be in the Hall of Fame. I wanted to be recognized on campus as one of the better throwers that we've had in the last at that point 5 to 7 years. Each class had their star standout, and I wanted to be that for our team. But the why behind it, like the more internally driven, I wasn't able to articulate that back then to Coach Barr. It took me until probably like December, on our way back from our first track meet at Kent State, to really realize like why I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and kind of switch from being more distance-based to more performance-based in regards to being more consistent with weight room sessions, not using student teaching as an excuse, not using my job as an excuse to not get a training session in. I lived across the street from campus. I had a key to the weight room, so it wasn't like I couldn't get there if I didn't want to. I worked in the weight room. So the why behind what I wanted to do was new to me, and I thought that was really important, and that's the one thing that I've tried to incorporate with every team that I've coached since that, is the why and the purpose, why you want to achieve certain goals, and particular goals. And if you're able to articulate that for yourself, I believe it gives you a better opportunity to achieve that goal, because there's more meaning and there's more purpose, and then there's more drive behind why it's important for you to do that. So let me know what you think. That's our episode for today. Coach's Car Chronicles 2, talking about the summer of 03 with Coach Barr and meeting Coach Barr. If people liked this episode or they enjoy it, I'll share more stories from Coach Barr and my experiences at SUNY Fredonia, and the sometimes dysfunctionality that we had as a team, as athletes, not as a team on campus, and all the great times that we shared, and just everything that went into being a college athlete from 2000 to 2004 at SUNY Fredonia. So thanks for watching and listening to today's episode of Coach's Car Chronicles 2. My name is Charles Inferna. Have a great day.